So I heard the girlies want to get hotter and do it in the easiest way possible. So I want to talk about the mindset required to become the hottest, most magnetic version of yourself. Of course, when it comes to physical appearance, effort is needed, but there's a difference between intentional effort and desperation. A lot of people make decisions coming from this desperate place, and it comes from this place of lack. Now, what makes someone hot is their authenticity. Being magnetic is not about being the prettiest person in the room, the most handsome person in the room. It's actually about being so in alignment with your true self that it is magnetic regardless of what you look like. So a lot of people are trying to work on their physical appearance and only focusing on the physical. Of course, tending to your physical appearance, working on your aesthetics, and knowing how to enhance your natural beauty, that is a part of being attractive for sure. I'm not arguing with that. However, when you do the energetic work to glow from within, this is something that money cannot buy. The energetic work must come from you. Even if you pay a coach or you pay for a course, at the end of the day, you have to be the one that commits to that work, and energy does not lie. So if you don't commit to the work, if you don't commit to shifting yourself energetically from within, you're not going to see the results that you want to see. So back to the energy of desperation, a lot of people don't realize that desperation repels. Whether you feel that you're magnetic or not, you have to understand that you already are magnetic, but you might not be magnetic to the things that you want to be magnetic to, because currently you may be magnetic to people who treat you really poorly. You may be magnetic to situations that cause you stress and anxiety because you are a magnet. So if you're constantly feeding into stress, anxiety, fear, you're going to attract more of that. This is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. So when you want to become more magnetic, it is all about the energetic work because it can be felt. I know you know what I'm talking about because we've all met someone who may be really beautiful physically, but they have a really poor personality and you're just kind of turned off by them. And then there's people who maybe aren't even the most attractive, yet there's something about them that is so charming and so magnetic, and people see them in this really beautiful light. And if you were to go by the beauty standards, maybe they're not fitting those crazy beauty standards, yet the energy that they radiate charms everyone around them and makes them one of the most beautiful people in the room, because energy bypasses matter. We are energetic beings. When you learn about quantum physics, you learn that everything is 99.9% empty space or moving energy. So let's talk a little bit about embodiment, because maybe you've heard of this word before, maybe you haven't, but at its core, embodiment means to be present within your body. And it means that your attention lives within you, not outside of you, constantly thinking about what other people may be thinking about you or worrying about external factors all the time. It's a deep presence that lives within. So here's the truth. A magnetic person is someone that is embodied and doesn't dissociate from themselves. They're attuned to their body, which means they know what they need, they tend to their needs, they honor their needs, and they set boundaries. They know what they're capable of. They don't overextend themselves when they don't have the energy or they're not in the right state of mind. They don't people please, because when you have clear energetic boundaries, when you value your time, when you practice good spiritual hygiene, that shifts your relationships. That shifts the people you attract, because people pleasers tend to attract people that will take advantage of them. Sometimes we just are no longer in energetic alignment with someone else. And it's not because you're better than them, it's just that you're being more intentional with your energy and placing your energy on the things and the people, the places that truly nourish you, that truly celebrate you, that truly support you and uplift you. Not because it's their job to do that, but because it's reciprocal. So if you ever feel like you're threatening someone because you're triggering something inside of them, sometimes you have to distance yourself from those people because they don't have the capacity to meet you where you're at and their nervous system is being triggered by you. So the thing about magnetic people is that they are taking care of themselves starting from the inside out. They're taking care of their body. exercising daily, moving their body. Because guess what? We are emotional beings. Whether you want to accept that or not, whether you think you're emotional or not, we all feel emotions. And emotions are energy in motion. So if you never allow your emotions to be processed, to move through you, whether that's through dancing, whether that's through crying, whether that's through journaling, all of that is motion. If you don't allow yourself to do this, these energies get stuck. And when these energies get stuck, they show up as tension, as a tight chest, a tight stomach. And this affects things like your posture and how people perceive you. Energetically, people don't like to be around people that make them feel tense, that make them feel stressed and anxious. Because the thing about our nervous systems is that they co-regulate. Co-regulation is when your nervous system attunes to the person next to you. So if someone's feeling really stressed, you might pick up on that stress and anxiety. But if you're a very grounded force, you become the one that co-regulates others. And that's also the beautiful thing, that if you have people in your life that you really love, that you don't want to cut out, the answer isn't always cutting people out, right? Sometimes you just need to lead by example and show them what regulation looks like. And this will inspire people to want to change, because they'll be like, dang, like what is she sipping on? I want some of that. So back to the intentional effort, moving your body, right? Getting that energy in motion. Also eating in a way that supports you. We all have very unique bodies. I choose to eat a vegetarian diet, and some people will strongly disagree with the vegetarian diet, but do what works for you. Another thing is choosing clothing, routines, rituals that enhance your natural beauty and make you feel radiant and improve your own self-concept, the way you perceive yourself. But something I want to remind you is that change does not happen overnight, okay? Change happens through consistency, not necessarily over time, but through consistency. Maybe you're only consistent for a week and you already notice a difference after just 7 days of practicing a new way of being, of practicing self-care rituals, of telling yourself positive affirmations, maybe just looking in the mirror and starting to tell yourself, I love you just as you are. I am beautiful just as I am. Repeating positive words like this, it gives us a radiant glow. These things I have noticed support me and make me glow and make me radiate. But again, routines and rituals vary. You have to give things a try, even if you don't like it in the beginning, because we don't always like habits that are good for us because we're not used to them. So they feel hard at first. Back to the affirmations, maybe you just don't believe what you're telling yourself. That's actually very normal in the beginning. Like I said, change happens through consistency, through repetition. Maybe you try EFT tapping. I'll do a video on it, but it has been helping me so much. You have to really explore different things. But if you're in a place in your life where you feel like you've tried it all, nothing's working, if you're just tired of living life in this way where you don't feel happy in your own body and you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, that is not okay. And I have felt these things before too, where I'm like, oh, I look so tired, and I repeat these phrases that tell my mind and my body to stay stuck in that state because I'm claiming it. And so, yes, maybe I do look tired, but to repeat to myself, oh, I'm so tired, it changes your energy, and that changes the way you show up. So you need to start telling yourself beautiful things, kind words, kind thoughts. It's ultimately about choosing thoughts, emotions that don't poison your body. Because let me tell you something, the thoughts that you think to yourself and about others really does influence the way that you glow, the way that you radiate energy, and even your appearance. So if you're constantly thinking ugly things about yourself or about other people, even if you're not trying to be mean, even if you're just thinking about how angry you are at the state of the world, all of that tension, all of that stress, it ages you, it changes the way your face holds tension, and that does affect how you look over time, where you form wrinkles. A lot of people are constantly holding tension right here. That affects you. And that's why a lot of people end up having to get Botox. But over here, we like to focus on natural beauty. I know that my mindset has a lot to do with how I am perceived externally, how I radiate energy, and how my appearance evolves over time. A lot of the ways that we hold tension in our bodies and even in our minds is an automatic habit that has become ingrained because we've repeated it so many times. But you can undo these habits, and that's what I'm here to teach. Habit change and teaching you how to step into the most confident, beautiful, positively magnetic version of yourself.